Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
With a nasty temperament. Ice, well, his watch is working as well as I.
Got your attention?
Damn! What is the biggest ick?
People like wrestling.
You can suck my fucking dick!
That one always fires Papa up. Folks, it's Thursday night. You know what time it is. It's time for a Thursday night sweet chin music. Papa Wheelie, Biggie Shack, and me, Beckerman. We're here to talk some wrestling. It's a slow news week, but we did have a new show debut last weekend, and Pop and I were kind of talking about it before Biggie arrived backstage. It's their new version of Tough Enough. It's WWE LFG, which of course means Legends and Future Greats. Biggie,
Okay.
you had a chance to watch it?
I've just seen clips of it. Where do you watch it at?
It was on A&E.
Oh, on A&E? Okay, that shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Yeah, I'll probably watch it a little bit.
For me, it was like, yeah, okay, one episode in. Hello to Bridazzle.
I've been seeing Bedazzle a lot around the chat, so I'm not quite sure who they are, but I appreciate you popping in all our chats, Bedazzle.
And Papa Wheelie says that it could also be Let's F and Go, and I'm sure that was the intent, but they are saying it's Legends and Future Greats. So, you know, it's the normal, it's already people that were at the Performance Center. You can tell the stories they're trying to highlight. And, you know, you've got some former college football players. You've got a former Tennessee Titans cheerleader. The stories and stuff. We just only got one episode, so I was telling Pop I'm not really willing to say it's good or whatnot yet. He likes it, but I think he's kind of the target demographic, right? He's a pretty diehard WWE fan. Of all the judges, I had to say the most honest at appraising talent and advice he gave, I felt was Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah, I've seen Taker was there, and Bubba and Booker T, you know.
To me, Taker seems like he's stuck in his era, right? Like, I think Taker can give you really good advice on building a character in the time of kayfabe, but I don't know. He seemed a little outdated to me. I think Bubba Ray gave great advice. Like, he purposely got into it with one of the wrestlers during promos just so he could bring the guys, you know, make him speak real and stop trying to be a phony tough guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Taker's losing a little bit of the mystique. At first, it was like, oh, thank God we get to hear a little bit about Taker, you know, and learn the shoot who Taker is, right? But the longer it goes on, the less of a fan I am of Taker talking, because
I don't like it either, Biggie. You're hitting something there with me. It's almost like Santa Claus is trying to like hang out and be your neighbor. You know, like half of the greatness of him, I think, was the mystique, right?
Yeah. I just feel like, you know, eventually he's going to say something the people won't like, and it won't be good for him, but who knows? And I'm not a big fan of Bubba Ray. Like, he's a bit of a mark, too. Booker T still seems to be pretty genuine. Like, I kind of a Booker T fan, so I don't know, dude. Like,
He seemed to hang back more. I don't like, he interacted with a couple people, but he seemed to like kind of hang back and just study people, right?
Yeah. So I think it's a good show. I mean, shit. Taker, Booker T, and I'm not a big Dudley fan, but you know that's some big hardcore legends, dude. Like it's not
No,
hardcore literally, but
I'm not trying to put Bubba over. I just thought of the advice I saw given in episode 1.
oh yeah, I haven't seen it. You're probably right. I just haven't seen it.
Bubba gave the best advice.
Okay.
Mickey James is one of the other coaches. You had Bubba, you had Booker. Of course, Shawn Michaels is overseeing everything.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Has anybody heard about the news about Bubba Ray? His how he is talking about doing his own YouTube show. Did you see this, Pop? I think it just sprung up this week, and it's fairly recent.
Oh, well, he's been doing, what's it called? Crack It Open, or where the hell it is?
Busted Open, yeah.
Busted Open, yeah. So that's been like the thing they were talking about. This ain't his show, but it kind of was his show. Now he's going to do his own show. So, yeah.
So he's talking about setting up a table. Do you know the Charlie Kirk meme? Where he's like outside of a college campus and he's willing to debate people on anything.
Well, you know how funny it is saying Dudley's going to set up a table.
Get a table. Yeah, he wants to set up a table and sit at it outside of independent wrestling shows.
Well,
and any mark who wants to can come debate him about anything wrestling related. And he's going to make a show out of it.
I think I mean, what is he? The fucking wrestling scientist? Like, it just sounds like he's such a mark for himself, dude. I don't know.
I think you might be close to the truth there, Big.
I hope before he sets a table up, he says, "Dudley, get the table every episode." But I doubt he'll do that.
Devon, get the tables.
No, he's going to debate everybody, any wrestling topic ever. Well, I bet you he'll run into some smart guys that'll roll his ass too. I wonder if he'll film that and keep it
I don't think he would ever acknowledge it. Do you?
No. Yeah. That's the thing about these wrestlers, man. Everybody hates Hogan. The more social media gets to know all these wrestlers and shit, these retired guys, the more you're going to hate every single one of them, dude. They're all kind of marks, and they're all kind of full of. I mean, you got to be when you live in that world.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and you got to protect your business. I get that, and I mean, he's still semi-active, so he doesn't want to be acting like an old guy or anything. But at the same time, Bubba, we all have human eyes. We can see you. You're not the toughest guy in any room. I mean, and I'm not saying he's not tougher than me. He certainly is, but
sure. I'm
just saying he's not. He has a. I'm trying to think. I really like your description of he's a mark for himself, but to dive deeper, he really likes that, like that Austin mystique of like, I'm going to stomp you down. Like he wants to be that guy, but at the same time, buddy, you're in your 50s.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be his thing, is like, I lived it. I've experienced it, you know, but at the same time, like, I don't understand the premise of his show going go around asking people about trivia. Like,
yeah, here, let me pull it up and I'll read you the show premise. Basically it's that there's too many. His point he's trying to make is there's too many marks out there. But kind of like you said, he's kind of being a mark for himself. Yeah.
Dude, that's why I miss Razor Ramon so much, dude. He would point out these guys that was like that, dude. Like, Razor he always understood, like, wrestling is a gimmick, you know? Like, don't get too crazy about yourself. He was like one of the few only guys that got it, dude. And Bubba seems to be drinking the sauce a little bit too much, you know? Like, it seems that way. I heard him talking about the Monday Night Raw with Punk and Seth Rollins, and it was the greatest thing ever. And I'm just like, bro, are you for real, or is WWE paying you to say this? So some of the shit he says isn't right. Like, he don't say everything correctly, in my opinion. So whatever, dude.
And then, of course, we do have Ricky Starks' new name for NXT. He's Ricky Saints. Not my favorite name.
Didn't really know Ricky Starks in the first place. Maybe Saints will do something. I don't know. It's, either one's too familiar.
That's a good point, Pick. Oh, and we have AEW's Australia AEW Collision on TNT February 15th. We've got their quarter-hour breakdown. They had a really big lead-in. They had 1 million people because they followed the NBA All-Star game.
Okay.
And they tried to claim that number too, because they were like, oh, people were really engaged in that Kenny Omega match in the Will Ospreay versus, it was Kenny and Will versus Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. And they're like, oh, a lot of people were engaged like right out the gate for that. No, you guys got an overrun from the NBA All-Star game. Come on.
Oh, absolutely. And NBA hasn't been doing the greatest, but
yeah,
good
but
for
they
AEW.
can still give them 1.2 million viewers in the first 6 minutes. Then it went down to they dropped 170,000 people after 6 minutes, and 15 minutes into the show, they were down to 669,000.
Almost half. Okay.
So that was essentially 330,000 people that said no, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, good for them for keeping retaining most of it. I guess a good portion, but I don't know, dude. I missed it all. I didn't even watch the All-Star game. I mean, it's a little busy. You got some nice little topics to talk about. I thought it was a lot slower of a week than it is, but this kind of a little interesting,
The show ended with 294,000 viewers.
Okay. That's probably more than what they usually get.
Yeah, I think that's actually around their viewership for Saturday Night Collision.
Okay.
But
cool.
I mean, they started at 1 million.
I would guess that Pop ain't a big fan because it's AEW. I mean, I'm not huge in AEW right now, but it's whatever.
I'm kind of indifferent.
You like AEW right now?
Stuff I like. They do stuff I don't like. Chris Jericho needs to retire. I'm begging him, please.
It's sad because he was kind of like one of the people's favorite for a long time, and he's just wearing out his welcome, kind of.
Were you ever a fan?
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever. He first went to AEW, and Cody was still around, and seemed like a big deal at that time. Yeah, man, seemed like a big deal at that time.
He was a lot of the reason they got launched. I don't know if they really built that TV deal they got around him. He was their biggest name.
Yeah. It meant a lot for him to kind of betray WWE, even though he kind of really wasn't, like that's the way it was spun a little bit.
Papa says Ricky got Saints because he's from New Orleans, so Saints fits. I'm aware of why he chose Saints, and I guess he couldn't use Starks, but I don't know. Saints. I mean, like Biggie said, I'm not attached to Ricky Starks enough to care about the name change. And let's see if he makes a go of it. We'll see how NXT treats him. He's Cody Rhodes. He's one of Cody Rhodes' projects, so that can't hurt to have the top guy want to see you succeed.
No.
I mean, part of being the top guy is getting your buddies jobs, right?
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
No, I mean, we saw it. we saw it with Hogan, and you knew if Hogan went somewhere, you were going to see the Nasty Boys shortly thereafter.
Sure. Maybe some Macho, you know.
Yeah. Like I said, what's the point of being on top if you can't do favors for your friends? Well, Biggie, you got any wrestling stuff you've watched this week? Anything that you're ruminating on?
Probably the same stuff. What's her name? The AEW Women's Champion got her belt back apparently, and she likes talking about tits and lips and all that stuff, you know. And there was
her promo was a little weird. Her promo was not what I would call normal. She kind of insinuated that she had rammed things into her opponent.
Yeah.
You saw that? It was weird.
Yeah, it's very sexually driven innuendo promo. I don't know. She's kind of built funny too. She thinks she's super hot, but it's like her bottom part of her legs are too fat.
You know, the funny part is we were talking before we started. We were talking about Queen of the Ring, a movie that's dropping any day now. I think it drops tonight, maybe, or next week. Anyway, it's about the real life story of Mildred Burke, a pioneer in women's wrestling, the first real women's champ, and her life. And I feel like we talked about kind of the older body types. I feel like Toni Storm is somebody that could have been a women's wrestler like in the 1940s and 50s.
Yeah.
She's kind of built like some of them were.
Yep. She's a great work. I mean, her in-ring work ain't the greatest, but her mic work is fantastic to me. Like, even with her weird sexual innuendo stuff, like, she shoots the best promo in AEW, dude.
She had a promo in Japan that almost sent me out of my chair laughing. Where because, you know, the whole gimmick with her is timeless. You know, she doesn't know what year she's living in. She always thinks she's in the past. And she was talking about how she spent 3 weeks or something in a hotel room with Stan Hansen, which I'm sure, you know, Stan's an old man now, but he's still married. Like, maybe his wife wouldn't have appreciated you talking like this about him. But she said that, like, it was a very sexual promo, and she was talking about the night she spent with Stan Hansen, and how after he was done teaching her some things, he hit her with a clothesline, but he didn't use his arm.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I don't know why it popped me. I laughed really hard, and I'm not usually one for that humor, but I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. She I don't know what it is about her, but for me, she like at least makes you feel like she's somewhat relevant in a non-relevant group of people. You know, like, I do want to see her get in a WWE just to see her talk shit to those goofy girls in WWE that can't even hardly promo. You know, like, she kind of gets it.
There's a weird charisma to her promos, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with all of it. Some of it creeps me out, but there's a weird charisma to it.
Yeah, really is.
She's clearly clever. I mean, she comes up with funny spots. She knows when she's being hilarious, and I think it's part of it's the ability to commit to the character, because she doesn't laugh at her own stuff. You know, you don't see her break character.
That's it, dude. She has a dry humor, which I appreciate. She don't laugh at herself. You know, like a lot of people these days,
right,
uncontrollably laugh at themselves when they think they're funny. She don't do that.
Yeah, a lot of your modern guys, I'm not saying the promo's a lost art, because there are guys that can cut amazing promos still. And some wrestlers rely on the promo to get them over. Like CM Punk, I don't think he would be in the spot he's in if he couldn't promo like he does.
No.
But yeah, for somebody so young, because I think she's only in her like mid-20s, maybe late 20s. Like she does a good job. She doesn't break character. She doesn't make goofy faces. Like when she does make goofy faces, they're within the range of her character.
She kind of reminds me of The Rock, dude.
Yeah.
In her own little way. I think she would run, I mean, not in the ring, but out of the ring, she'd run circles around Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. Like, they are amateur compared to good promo. Who's the best women's promo, dude?
Oof.
There's not a lot of good ones, are there?
For working within their own gimmick, Bayley can do a pretty honest promo, like from the heart kind of.
Yeah, Bayley's okay.
She's got like that plucky underdog thing going for her, right?
I think that's kind of why I always liked what's her name? Lee. Punk's
AJ
girl.
Lee.
Yeah, when she was on the mic, dude, she didn't even have to say much. She was just cute. She looked good. She did it well. I think she had a good on mic performance a lot of times, but I really don't know. Like for a female dude, it's hard to think of any good.
Rhea's not bad. I mean, she works she does the whole Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Yeah, she gets away with a lot of stuff, and I guess she does all right. That's
Liv
a tough
Morgan?
question. Liv Morgan, yeah, she does pretty good too. She's a good heel, dude.
She's got a partner too. Dom helps get her.
Yeah, Dom is the best promo in the game probably right now. Like Miz ain't bad, but he's been doing the whole good guy shtick right now. So yeah, I think Dominic
Mysterio is a heat-getting machine, and he does it in the old school way where it doesn't matter if you beat him 17 times in a row because he'll get his heat for being a little prick, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll find a way no matter what. I like him a lot. Yeah, so not a lot of great promos. I thought LA Knight does okay. I started off not liking the guy that much, but he gets some stuff in every now and then, pretty good. So
I do have a topic I want to talk about tonight.
Good.
We have a couple of guys that have gotten themselves out of AEW. We just talked about one earlier, Ricky Saints. We also have Aleister Black / Aleister whatever. No, what was his name in Malachi Black in AEW, but he was Aleister Black in WWE. There are rumors that he will be showing up in WWE when his non-compete clause is up. There is also a rumor that Miro is out and wants to come back to WWE. Now, I've talked to a few people about this. I'm semi-okay with Black coming back, even though because I know there are people he wants to have matches with, like CM Punk, and I'll probably enjoy those matches. But Biggie, does it offend you at all that Miro left AEW the way he did? He just took his ball and went home for over a year because he refused to do jobs, even though they were paying him. And he didn't want to do any. He basically tried to act like people always say, the Hogan, that don't work for me, brother. He pulled that, but he's in no way is a Hogan. Like, he was never on top of anything. And it's kind of offensive to me that he's got this crappy work ethic where he's just like, well, if I'm not going to get my way, then I'm not going to wrestle. Well, you took a paycheck. Why would I want to hire somebody like that? If I'm WWE, do you need Miro?
No, I didn't follow it that well. I think that I did see something cool about him, but I don't think that not many wrestlers get away with it, especially a guy like him. No, I don't think that works. But that's my opinion on your question. What I was going to say was I saw this the Roman Reigns bloodline. Did you see this little clip where they said that Aleister Black came in? He came in with some chick, and they had like one of them sand clocks, the ones where the funnel of sand goes down.
Yeah.
Okay, so he shows up. The bloodline's in the ring. He puts the hourglass on the ring, and they say the bloodline's never been the same since then. So I'm thinking there's a chance they might work a gimmick with him and Roman, but I was just putting that in there to just let you know. I don't know if you saw that or not. Is that?
I did not.
No, yeah, I think that was him, dude. Aleister Black, yeah. He might have done like a one of those off-air episodes where he came in for just a night, or something. But
well, his wife works for WWE.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't dislike him. I'm more okay with him coming back. There's just something about Miro. I don't like it when somebody acts like they're a bigger deal than they are and they're serious about it. It was kind of one of my issues with Ryback.
Mm.
And
yeah,
I wouldn't call it necessarily being a mark for yourself, but just not being realistic. Like, who do you think you are, buddy? Like, you're going to tell the guy paying you? Can you imagine what the boys would have done to somebody like that back in the late 80s, early 90s, or the 80s in general?
He would have got ran off. That shit just, I mean, I'm sure on a smaller scale it might have happened, but
Andre the Giant would have hurt him.
Yeah, it wouldn't have took long before booking would have stopped booking him and shit like that. But
yeah, but somebody would have roughed him up first.
Oh yeah,
and he's a big guy. I'm not saying that it's a gimme. I'm just saying there's always somebody tougher.
Right. If he keeps this attitude coming in, he probably won't last long. That's all I could think.
And they haven't really tipped their hand if they're going to sign him, so he might not even come back. Maybe they think like I do, and they're like, we don't need this guy.
Yeah.
The rumor about AEW was he only wanted to work in angles either with or against his wife. That CJ Lee. Remember they did that weird like hot flexible thing before they got divorced.
I didn't follow this guy that much. I'm sorry, I don't know much about him. It sounds funny though.
Yeah, he liked booking himself in angles where his wife left him for other men and then he would go beat them up. That's weird.
Yeah, that sounds like some cuck weird revenge shit. Like, I don't know about that.
Probably not the way to get yourself over either.
Mess with my girl so I could beat your ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a weird angle.
All right.
It absolutely killed Johnny Nitro too. John Morrison got like smoked in like 8 seconds by him. I was like, God dang it. There's a guy that just can't catch a break. Talented wrestler, though.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid, too.
Yeah. I saw your boy AJ Styles showed up to Monday Night Raw in a Daytona 500 car.
Oh, fuck, I missed it. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was.
Did they play
cross promotion?
Did they play his They Don't Want None theme when he did it?
Yep.
Nice.
You love that song, don't you? Is that one
I
of
like
your
it.
favorite of the modern wrestler songs?
I just like it for AJ specifically. I don't know. I think him and that song go together really well. Yeah. Then when they got rid of that song for him, I was just like, "What are you doing?" Like that song was great. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite. I would say top 20.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Hello to Anthony Blaze. What's up?
Yeah, we're getting in the time where wrestlers are going to be fading off. What do you think about our boy? What the hell's his name? Fuck. The guy from Ohio, the blonde hair guy. He was the champ, and
Oh, Dolph Ziggler?
yeah. What do you think's going to come of him?
Well, we're starting to see more guys showing up on the WWE shows from TNA. The Hardy Boys are having a match coming up, right? I think they're going to have something on NXT. Oh, Anthony Blaze says Aleister Black should come back and take over Judgment Day and redo the group. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I never thought. I can't get Damian Priest as being like a tough guy vibe, you know?
Well, and he's not in Judgment Day anymore.
Oh, well, I thought him and like Rhea were kind of like the bigger stars that was involved, but they weren't like
they
the
were, but they left when Dominic betrayed Rhea for Liv. So now Judgment Day is currently JD McDonough, who's injured. Finn Balor is the leader. Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, and Liv's friend Rochelle, or whatever her name is.
I should call him like Little Sissy Revolution or something. Too many chicks and little guys. Like,
oh, Carlito's in it too.
Oh, there you go.
I saw a funny interview on the internet. Chris Van Vliet did an interview with Carlito, and he was asking him, he's like, Carlito, when are you going to bring back those moonsaults you used to do? He's like, never. He's like, I'm too old for that shit.
Not humanly possible. I'll tell you, the weirdest shit I've been watching is Maven's YouTube channel lately.
Is that pretty good?
You know, it's not the worst. Like, he went into a Royal Rumble that Booker T booked, and he was talking about how he can't do his like 7-foot drop kicks anymore, and he accidentally potatoed somebody in the ring. That was like his first time in the ring in like, I don't know, 10, 15 years. But he looks good. I mean, his body's still in shape and shit, and he's got a pretty good opinion about, or you know, when he talks wrestling, he's pretty smart. And he's got that like West Virginia drawl. You know, he kind of sounds different than everybody else. So yeah, I've been catching myself watching a little bit more of him lately for some reason. I don't know.
Nice. Pop, you got anything for us for something to talk about? Like I said, it's a slow news week this week, so we probably don't have a lot of stuff that happened within the week to talk about. We did get another, since the last time we talked, we did get another Hall of Fame announcement, right? Axe and Smash Demolition. Was that it?
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that would have been a good topic. All the people that haven't got nominated. We forgot. I kind of forgot. I was working on a list and then I just dropped it.
Yeah, you were making headway that night too.
Yeah, even like Jim Cornette.
Michelle McCool was announced this week.
Ain't that Taker's wife?
Absolutely ridiculous because she's literally getting inducted because
banged Taker?
Her husband. Yeah, she's with the Taker.
Yeah, dude, that's not something I was too worried about either. So all of head management that's behind the scenes all of a sudden are getting these fucking Hall of Fame. Okay, nice. Good for them. Yeah, I always like it whenever it's a guy that hasn't been involved in 30 years and they're giving someone their dues, not someone that is helping write the script and shit. You know, give me a break, man.
So we've got just 2 announced so far. I don't know why I thought Demolition are they already in? Pop? No.
I would guess that they got in. I'd guess they're Hall of Fame.
What does Anthony Blaze say? Moose TNA is coming to Tucson. Oh, okay. He likes how TNA and NXT are doing crossovers, but they missed an opportunity to do another invasion angle. Oh, Tucson Toy Show. Are you going to that, Pop? Yeah. AEW stuff is copyrighted. But let's just wrap up on Michelle McCool. Biggie, you named some very big names that are not in the Hall of Fame. Does it make you kind of not take it seriously when somebody what was one of the things they said about her too? They called her a trailblazer of women's wrestling. Like, no.
Hell no.
She is not.
Hell no. She got lucky and she married one of the richest wrestlers in the history of wrestling. That's her biggest accolade.
And somebody that carries a lot of goodwill with the WWE. Like,
yeah,
Taker's
absolutely.
the kind of guy that if he said, hey, I want you to induct my wife, they're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't happy when Triple H got in because Triple H could get. He's already a Hall of Famer. Like now he's getting it by himself. Congratulations, but still, like, give it to some guys that's got like 20 years plus on him that ain't gonna be around next year. Is all I'm saying. Like, I know Triple H had like a heart attack and he did have a Hall of Fame career.
He disagrees, but he won't argue. You think Michelle McCool should get in? On her own merit, and not because she's married to The Undertaker.
What the fuck has she ever done, Pop? You're probably talking about Triple H.
She retired pretty young. Like, I don't know. Tell me them great Michelle McCool moments I'm forgetting about. Ric Flair is in twice. Yeah, Ric Flair should get in a 3rd time before Michelle McCool gets in once.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm not trying to shit on her here. Like, I don't have a problem with her. I'm just saying she's only getting in because of who her husband is.
I mean, since the WWE owns almost everything, let's get some New Japan wrestlers and shit. I mean, I don't know. I ain't saying they own Japan, but they're just as influential.
I don't have a problem, just so everybody knows, I don't have a problem with Triple H being in. I have a problem with Michelle McCool.
I got a problem with Triple H being in.
We're aware, Biggie.
Yeah, I like the old timers, man. It's Valentine. He got in, right?
Greg.
Yeah,
I think Greg's in. Yeah, he's on a Legends contract.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know, man. Yeah, Michelle McCool is like a millionth of Triple H, but Triple H wouldn't be shit without the marriage to Stephanie. Like, come on, right? That's the whole fucking argument with me. So,
right,
it's whatever. I don't care. He can have it. He did it. He banged her. Someone had to do it. Congratulations. Now you're the best. Got it. Triple H forever. One day he'll have his.
Wow, due. Biggie.
I mean, it's the truth, dude. Like, who was Triple H before he was banging China? Okay. He's used his dick better than any wrestler in the history of wrestling. There you go.
I mean, yowzer. Was looking for something, but I'm not finding it.
Ken Shamrock, Steve Blackman, One Man Gang specifically, There's probably hundreds of them. I just can't think of them all, but they need to induct like 10 or 15 people every year because these guys pass so fast. But whatever. Even I know you said the Genius did some backstage stuff, but he had a good gimmick.
Well, guys, Pop says Michelle McCool was the inaugural WWE Divas champion. Neat.
Okay, I believe.
But
yeah, I think it's about that time.
Yeah, I think we're 40 minutes in, and we didn't have a big week. So, Pop, unless you got something to say, Biggie Shaq, Friday night, you got a club going?
Yeah, I'm probably going to do a club Friday night, 9 p.m., I would guess. I don't have anything specific on idea. I know our next book club, we're doing G.I. Joe issue 21, the silent issue. First, is it Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow? I think it's Snake Eyes. No, it's Storm Shadow. First Storm Shadow.
Yep.
Yeah, because Snake Eyes is in number 1. But, yeah, and TM joined our little book club, so that's fun.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, and Pop says she held the title 2 times overall, but remember, this was at the time WWE was pushing shit. Yeah, Pop, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to argue with you about it because I honestly, like, I don't know enough. I wasn't watching heavily in her time. I was aware of who she was. I don't care about her. I don't think she has the legacy of people that Biggie was naming that weren't in the Hall of Fame. So that's just how I feel about it. But you are, of course, entitled to your opinion too.
Why not have Brian Pillman's wife in? She did a segment where they were shooting a gun. You know, why not have her in too? Or Triple H's Addiction should get a Hall of Fame ring. You know, that's very important to wrestling. And
damn.
How about Heartbreak Kid's smile he lost? Don't that deserve a Hall of Fame nod? I don't know, dude. That's all I got. That's all I got this week.
All right, guys. Pop, you got a sale coming up? Yeah.
Yeah, Band of Brothers auction. I know where you'll be. It's the 22nd, I believe. Yeah. Bleecker and Houdat and Cali. I probably will pop up and talk some shit. K-pop's on there, but I don't think I'll be selling anything. But they sell great books, so go buy them.
Heck yeah.
I got one more nomination. Cowboy Bob Orton's arm cast should be in the Hall of Fame over.
Hey, that was a great gimmick.
Yeah, man, that got a lot more butts in the seat than whatever her name is.
Michelle McCool.
Yeah,
hey,
cool.
My brother Swagda, my KC crew in the house. We are just wrapping up those swags, so we'll see you later. And I'll be going to a wrestling show in just a few weeks with him. You can catch me on the Hucklebuck, and, you know, I'll always be hanging out at church. And, of course, I'll be back here every Thursday. So, everybody, have a good one. Pop, get us out of here.
And I'm out, too.
Oh, my God!